Hey, my name is Ariel Dan here, and I will be discussing the Dakota conflict trials of 1862. In the summer of 1862, tensions between Dakota people and white settlers in Minnesota erupted into violence. The Dakota War, also known as the Sioux Uprising, led to deaths of hundreds and displacement of thousands. In its aftermath, the U.S. government conducted swift and controversial trials of the Dakota men. This video examines the trials, their historical context, and their lasting impact on the American history. The conflict began on August 17, 1862, when 4 young Dakota men killed 5 white settlers near Acton Township. Seeking protection, they fled to their village, prompting Dakota leader to engage a war. Over the next 6 weeks, fighting ensued along Minnesota River Valley, resulting in the deaths of over 200 settlers and the capture of more than 200 hostages. The war ended in September 23, 1862, with the Battle of Wood Lake, where the Dakota forces were defeated by Colonel Henry Sibley and his troops. In the war's aftermath, a military commission was established to try Dakota men accused of participating in the conflict. Between September 28 and November 5th, 1862, the commission conducted 392 trials. The proceedings were swift and lacked a legal representation for the defendants. Some trials lasted than 5 minutes, and many Dakota men did not understand the charges or the process. Of 392 tried, 303 were sentenced to death, and 16 were imprisoned. President Abraham Lincoln then reviewed the trial record and commuted the sentence of 246 men. On December 26, 1862, 38 Dakota men were executed in Mankato, Minnesota, and it's the largest mass execution in the U.S. history. The trials and executions had profound effect on Dakota people. Over 16,000 Dakota women, children, and elderly were forcibly removed from Minnesota and exiled reservation in Nebraska and South Dakota. The U.S. government abolished the Eastern Dakota and Ho-Chunk Reservation in Minnesota. And in May 1863, the Eastern Dakota and the Ho-Chunk imprisoned at Fort Snelling were exiled to Minnesota to a reservation in present-day South Dakota. The Dakota conflict served as a stark reminder of the injustice faced by Native Americans and their communities. Their highlight and complexities of balance, justice, military necessity, and humanitarian concerns during that time of conflict. The legacy of these trials continues to influence discussions on legal rights, historical memory, and reconciliation in the United States. So understanding the Dakota conflict trial is very essential for acknowledging the full scope of the American history. So by learning the past, we can strive towards a more just and equitable future. That's my discussion, that's my presentation, and thank you.